I'd like to start the program. My name is Joe Marshall. I'm chairman of the Fall River Redevelopment Authority as of last year. And my job today is to welcome you to this exciting day for the city of Fall River and the Redevelopment Authority. I want to begin by recognizing some of those who made this project possible. Now, it's been going on, depending on who you talk with, it's been going on between 10, 11, Kenny, 20 years. I mean, it's been going on a long time. But this is what makes it all worthwhile, this kind of day. So let me tell you who's here and who isn't here and why. Both of our congressmen are in Washington taking important votes, but they did send their representatives, and I've gotten to meet them today. For Congressman Jake Auchincloss, Dana Hanson, his district director, is here along with Jenna Massoud, the district representative. Could you guys wave or something? I know you're here. All right. Thank you. Thank you. And Dana mentioned to me that Jake and Representative Keating is in full support and working on appropriations to, this is not a finished product yet, so they're working on appropriations to interject some cash into this project as it develops over a period of time. So I want to thank them for being here, but I also want to thank them for the message that they brought from the congressman. Speaking of Congressman Keating, Michael Jackman is here. He's the district director. Michael, I know you're here. Okay, there's Mike. And I want to add, with the two congressmen, they're very active in our community. They're a phone call away, and the district directors make sure we get a chance to talk to them. So we really appreciate your help. I also want to thank Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito for being with us. I've gotten to know the Lieutenant Governor. She's very busy, so whenever I see her here, not that I'm surprised, but I'm surprised that you're able to spend the time here with us, and I thank you for that. Representing our Fall River State delegation is Carol Fiola. Carol's had extreme insight in this project since she knows Ken Fiola very, very well. So thank you, Carol, for that. Thank you. Senator Roderick's a long-time supporter of the city pier. Wasn't able to be with us today, but he sends his regards. I thank you. City council members in attendance. I see Linda Pereira. Thank you for being with us, Linda. And there's others I'd like to thank later on in the program, but I don't want to hold people up because, again, this is an important event, and I want people who have attended to get as much as they can out of that. So I'm going to start by introducing Mayor Coogan, and I've gotten to know the mayor, even though I knew him from a distance. I've gotten to know him over the last 2 years, and his dedication to he's here, but his dedication to the city is way beyond what I would have expected, and I really appreciate you being here and doing what you do. So with that, I'd like to introduce Mayor Coogan.
And it's way too hot to even say what I wrote, so I'm going to I'm going to move this along very quickly. First of all, anybody that had any part of this project should be commended for the work they've done to redevelop the waterfront. I know Kenny Fiola's had a big piece of it. I know the state's had a big piece of it, represented today by our Lieutenant Governor. And I do want you to know, whether it's our Lieutenant Governor, our Congresspeople, our state representatives, or our state senator, they're all in on helping Fall River move forward. We've rebuilt these relationships over the last couple of years, and we're going to continue to build them stronger and stronger to make sure projects like this get off the ground. The Lieutenant Governor was nice enough this morning to take a tour of the new Durfee High School with us and look at some other property that we're thinking of redeveloping along the waterfront. Her commitment here is unflinching. She stays with us all the time, and if I had $1 If every time I spoke with her on the phone, I would not be working. But I do want to talk about the city pier a little bit. This has been a long time project. We all remember when there was a bar out on the end of it, and that's all that was down here for the longest time. And finally, to have this turn into a place where families can take a walk. I know Pat Norton's got his eye on having Woodstock 3 out here, and we're gonna turn this into a place where people want to come, they want to spend some time, they want to enjoy the water view. And it's going to be an integral part of our waterfront from Mike Lund's property all the way up to the Commonwealth Landing. And I'm here to support it, and I will do whatever I can to get this project completed from the city side. And to anybody, again, that had anything to do with this, I know I can't name all the names. I appreciate you coming out today, and I do really appreciate our RDA board. These members are all aggressive, they're all knowledgeable, and they know how to move projects independently from the city. So let's commend those guys, let's commend the people that worked on this, and thank you for coming out to the Sahara Desert for this.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask the Lieutenant Governor to say a few words, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It is fantastic to be back here on City Pier in the great city of Fall River in our beautiful south coast of our Commonwealth of Massachusetts on a beautiful day to celebrate your achievements here and also the team that came together to make this additional asset possible. Let me just start with a few thank yous. First, I want to acknowledge Ken Fiola. It was probably a minute after the governor and I were sworn into office back in 2015 that we made our way down to Fall River and spent some time with you and Representative Fiola. And we happened to be at an official event, but made our way somewhere over there to look out a window, and you turned me around and said, there she is. There is our city pier. And that's where we need you to commit some time and some energy to help us bring it back to a level of quality that can introduce more activity to our waterfront here in Fall River. That was 2015, that was then, and this is now. Congratulations to you, Ken, and to the Redevelopment Authority. That and a few dollars later, we were able to put out a MassWorks grant at $1.6 million. Quickly on the heels of that, a Seaport Economic Council grant of $1 million. And then, of course, another Seaport Economic Council grant as you made some progress to add more to the pot, as well as the local contributions that were made and other dollars that have come in to restore this. Why is this important? It's not just about the city pier. It's about your vision for your waterfront, which is a unique asset that you have here in this great city. And the idea that you can connect the beautiful Memorial Park, where Joe and your team have spent enormous time adding memorials to, and most recently the Vietnam Memorial, which is so beautiful. And then to be able to walk 2 miles down to the marina there and back, a 4-mile excursion, is a wonderful place to be. But along that stretch, you have opportunity for housing, you have opportunity for public access, you have opportunity for dockage, and of course jobs and opportunities for this city and for this region. So it's critically important along this stretch of waterfront. The other piece that's also very important, and Ken and Representative Fiola and the city have been dogged about, is Route 79. And the vision there to take this stretch of highway and depress it, literally make it level with this part of the waterfront, will then not open up access only this way, but also to your city at multiple gateways. So it's going to be an extraordinary outcome when we all get this done. I want to introduce our partners over at Mass Development. Mary Ellen DeFroyas has been incredible in making sure Mass Development, Mass DOT, and others stay on track to get all of this done. I also want to give a shout out to Mass DEP. Thank you, because as much as we put the dollars here and we have the plan, we need the permits to make sure that we can attract the right users to develop these assets further. So I want to thank DEP for staying focused on the permitting part of this process. And then I just want to acknowledge more resources, right? I want to thank the federal government. You have been great about getting resources to cities and towns as well as to the state. Governor put out a proposal relative to the state, $5.4 billion. I know Representative Fiola and others are reviewing that. We proposed about $300 million for environmental infrastructure like culverts and dams. And you think about this pier. I mean, it looks like you're going to just plant some grass and put some asphalt on this, but under this you have water lines and sewer lines and utility, all of the things needed to be able to provide dockage and other things that come with docking boats here. So just there's a lot of opportunity to take federal dollars, leverage the local dollars, and really make an impact, which is what we hope to do to help our state and help communities like this recover fully from the dark days of the pandemic that we all have just lived through. Finally, I want to say a big, huge thank you, and it was my first opportunity to give Mayor Coogan a big hug, although he's got to deliver on the promise he made to me at the beginning of the pandemic back in March of 20. He said, I'm going to promise you a couple of hot dogs and some cold beverages when we get done with this pandemic, but I'm just waiting for the hot dogs here, Mr. Mayor. But it has been one of the brighter spots for me personally, working alongside of our team, to work with the quality of leadership like you have here in Mayor Coogan. Steady, strong, focused, caring, deliberate, and not afraid to just give us a jingle like, listen, I have this problem, I want to solve it, can we work on this, I got some solutions for you to consider, let's get this done. He has made this city safer and better, and I just want to thank you for your partnership, and most importantly, your friendship, for helping us both get through these challenging weeks and months in the past. And a big thank you to all of you. It's been a really hard year for everyone, from local law enforcement and public safety and emergency response. I see your chiefs here, as well as what every single one of us has had to do as citizens, as residents here, to keep ourselves and each other safe. And I feel the energy in this event right now about, moving forward, keeping our community safe, getting our kids back to school, returning people to office and to work and to jobs, and getting this economy regionally and across our state, booming more than it has ever been before. And I share that enthusiasm with all of you. And then finally, I did just have an opportunity to see Durfee. Now, I know how proud all of you are of this city and what you're accomplishing here. That's another big proud moment to see Durfee open the school doors on Wednesday, September 1st for these students to come back in. That is a beautiful facility and campus, and includes all of the amenities needed to help build the workforce that we need for the jobs that are expanding and growing in this region in our state. You have the latest technology, the latest equipment, the newest and brightest spaces in which to learn, to get teachers involved, and the outdoor, the private sector to come in. It's just amazing. I'm very proud of you for doing what you've done there at Durfee. And now I understand you come into the foyer at Durfee and you have the elements of your waterfront evident right there, which tells the story. You have steel, you have some of the beautiful wood from the mill buildings, you have granite from this pier right there on that campus welcoming you in. It's a beautiful story. So today's a really proud moment. I'm so thrilled to have been able to share a few moments with you to say thank you, congratulations, and there's always more to do together, and I look forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. I appreciate it. Now, what I heard her say is Fall River is positioned for success, and I think with all of us working together, we can do that. Thank you again. Thank you very much. My next responsibility is to introduce someone again who you all know and who has been instrumental in getting this done, and maybe even pushing Kenny a little bit. With all due respect, Ken, with all due respect, but I've worked with Carol before. I'd like to introduce Representative Carol Fiola, who's been a legislature, who's been advocating for Fall River and her district for over 8 years. She's chairperson of the Joint Committee on Tourism and Arts, which we're going to need more work in that area. Thank you. And the city Pier falls within her district, and the RDA appreciates her unwavering advocacy for the continued development of the waterfront and the city pier. So with that, I would like to ask Carol if she would stay up and say a few words. Thank you.
Again, I'm going to be very brief because it is a warm day and we all have a lot to do, but what a proud moment, just as a citizen, never mind as a state rep. I happen to be married to someone who has been on this project for 20 years. And to watch this waterfront grow. I mean, I see some of the residents of Point Gloria here today, who I've spoken to repeatedly about this project and told them, watch out, you're not going to be the only people living on the waterfront down here anymore. You're going to have some good neighbors eventually. But if you think about it, today is really a day for the citizens of Fall River to take note. What has been happening here are pieces that are coming together. I see Pat Norton sitting here from the Narrows, and every time I meet someone, and I don't want to be long, but every time I meet someone who says, we need to do this, or I'm thinking of doing this, I say, go talk to Pat, go talk to Ken. Things take time. You have to be committed to them, and you have to be consistently pushing forward. That is what we have all done here, and that is why, along with our incredible partner, and I'm going to say it, listen, we're not Washington. The bipartisan relationships that we have in Massachusetts are incredible. This lieutenant governor and the governor have never wavered. As you heard, we invited them down the second they were inaugurated to come down here. Whether it was we put money in the budget in the legislature. This administration said, we're going to do better. We're going to up that, and we're going to up it big because we see the value of this wall. So they don't just come down for a photo op. I'm just going to tell you this. They don't do that. They put the time in. You heard her. They know this community. They know the projects. That's important. And I cannot say enough about our congressional delegations here, represented by incredible people, Congressman Keating and Congressman Auchincloss. Again, we text, we call, we get responses immediately. And I bring this up because it's vital to getting things done. If you don't have good collaboration, these things don't happen. South Coast Rail, again, this administration, it's happening. Oh, nobody's talking about it now, right? We talked about the bridge is done. We talked about the other bridge is done. We talk about South Coast Rail, almost $1 billion, it's done, it's happening. And you know what? What's been a consistent factor? A team of people with the administration who said, we believe in that. You're right, you haven't had rail. So I just want to say thank you, the Redevelopment Authority, what a renewed sense of commitment of you, the members, partners like Mass Development, partners like DEP. I said to DEP, we don't always agree, right? DEP's there to keep a watchful eye. So sometimes they're very watchful, and we want to be, we want to make sure we can get things done, but the right way. And thank you, Millie, for what you do. So thank you all. And lastly, my husband. I don't say a lot about it. Some people say, are you related to Ken? Because we both live our separate lives publicly, but he's been the constant for us. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it again. But for the consistent push throughout turmoil, throughout changes, it wouldn't happen. So thank you, Ken, and thank you to everybody working on this project out there, the construction. And I won't do justice to what the Lieutenant Governor said about this mayor, but he cares, he shows up, he follows up, and he's a great man. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Carol. There's a major theme going on here. It's all good. It's all good. Thank you. It's my pleasure now to introduce one of our partners, Mary Ellen DeFries. She's at Mass Development. Mary Ellen is the Vice President of Community Development in our South region. She has an office here in Fall River. She knows the city and its waterfront well. We appreciate what Mass Development has done and has supported us, specifically, among other things, the $600,000 it provided at a critical time in the environmental cleanup of the city pier. Every so often, you run into a roadblock and you defer to some of the board members or our executive director or the mayor's office, but she's been a constant. She's always been there for us to make sure we're on the right path. So Mary Ellen, thank you. Please come up.
Thank you. Again, my name is Mary Ellen DeFrias, and it's a pleasure to be here with the Lieutenant Governor, with Representative Fiola, Mayor Coogan, the Fall River Legislative Delegation here. On behalf of our President and CEO, Dan Rivera, and the rest of our agency, I want to congratulate the Fall River Redevelopment Authority on today's groundbreaking. Once redeveloped, this pier will be an economic driver for Fall River by providing a new avenue into the city and all it has to offer. And as a little bit of background, I actually started working at Heritage State Park when I was in high school, and my relationship with Mr. Fiola goes back to remembering him talking about this site then. We have been talking and talking and talking, and it is fantastic to see this project moving forward. For those of you who aren't familiar with Mass Development, we are the Commonwealth's finance agency and land bank. We help stimulate economic growth through a wide variety of programs, including technical assistance, loans, tax-exempt bonds, grants, and real estate services. So one of those programs is our Brownfield Redevelopment Fund, which we administer on behalf of the Commonwealth, and which helps to transform vacant, abandoned, underused industrial or commercial properties by financing the environmental assessment. We work closely with our partners at Mass DEP to address issues throughout the state. Here in Fall River, Mass Development was proud to deliver a total of $775,000 to this site for both site assessment and cleanup. We are pleased to provide this critical support because from an environmental and economic development perspective, the redevelopment of this pier is a win-win for the city of Fall River. In addition to cleaning up a blighted property, this project will create new access into Fall River to connect the waterfront and Heritage State Park and the rest of the city. And I personally look forward to sailing my boat over and being able to tie up down here. This access point will also complement and strengthen the work that we're doing on South Main through our Transformative Development Initiative, which since 2019 has been working to engage the community, implement local economic development initiatives, and spur public and private investment in that neighborhood. There's a lot to love about Fall River, and this revitalized pier will make the community even more welcoming, cohesive, and vibrant. I can't wait to see this finished project. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mary Ellen. Thank you very, very much for everything, actually. It's my distinct pleasure now to introduce Millie Garcia Serrano, the Regional Director of the Mass Department of Environmental Protection. Millie is a Fall River resident who has consistently supported the redevelopment of the city pier. Mass DEP has been an invaluable partner, and for over 11 years, we've worked closely with Mass DEP on a two-pronged approach to managing contaminated soil here at the site and securing Chapter 91 licensing to permit future recreational use for the city pier. This doesn't just happen. Again, I know the common theme is the partnership and working together, but we do have the right people in place to get those things done. And I'd ask Millie if she wouldn't mind saying a few words. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Lieutenant Governor Polito, pleasure to see you. Thank you for coming to Fall River. Honorable Mayor Coogan, Representative Fiola, Council Pereira, it's wonderful to see you again. City officials, distinguished guests, good morning. The momentum has started. It is my pleasure to be part of this transformational, groundbreaking ceremony of the City Pier Improvement Project on this gorgeous day on one of the most breathtaking spots in the southeastern Mass, Massachusetts. On behalf of Mass DEP's Commissioner Martin Suberg and our dedicated Mass DEP City Pier team that is with me today, comprised of John Handrahan and Kate Carvalho, I am honored to deliver these brief remarks. City Pier has had a long industrial history, starting with its use as a lumber yard, with milling operations as early as 1880, and later becoming a boat storage and a marina in the mid-70s. In 1982, the Fall River Redevelopment Authority, CAN, courageously acquired this parcel and began performing necessary due diligence, which unfortunately uncovered a legacy of PCB contamination. Without hesitation, the Redevelopment Authority sprung to action and quickly assembled a Brownfield support team consisting of state and federal partners to assist with the critical work that needed to be done. This action resulted in the receipt of a targeted assessment grant from the US EPA in 2002. You see, the Redevelopment Authority wisely understood that brownfields are properties where the cost of cleaning up the contamination, or in many cases, the unknowns related to that contamination, often prevent communities and developers from returning sites to productive use. Yet, the Redevelopment Authority's decision to move forward with the cleanup was perhaps the single most important and critical decision that helped secure City Pier's status as one of the most complex yet promising and most likely to succeed brownfields project in the Southeast region. In 2021, the Redevelopment Authority also secured necessary waterways permits to support all of the waterfront open space for passive recreation. Through the Redevelopment Authority's clear vision and path for this waterfront-oriented redevelopment, today, we can celebrate the upcoming public space improvements that will come to fruition in the spring of 2022 for the enjoyment of all Fall Riverites, including myself, and visitors across the city and state lines. Today, I also want to underscore the tenacity of every single person who has had a hand in this very critical project over the years, especially during the last year and in consideration of all the challenges inflicted by COVID-19. Through it all, with strong support from area legislators, the Seaport Council, the City of Fall River, the Redevelopment Authority, federal and state agencies, Mass Development, Mass Works, consultants, it all came together, and it was possible to overcome the many difficult technical, regulatory, and legal challenges faced by this project. It wasn't easy, but we got it done. Without a doubt, City Pier has strategically moved through assessment and cleanup and now triumphantly heads into the final stretch with vibrant and transformational waterfront attractions, including walking paths, food trucks, open-air concerts, and other features such as landscaping, benches, trash receptacles, and site lighting, all vital to the welfare and safety of the city. Mass DEP is also really excited about the projects involving maritime activities, including recreational boating, floating interpretives, educational exhibits, and potential future ferry or water taxi and dockage. In summary, City Pier embodies the Baker-Polito's vision for brownfields redevelopment for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and what the citizens of Fall River deserve, and we're very proud of that. In closing, I would like to take a moment to reflect on all the past and present partnerships and friendships that over the years we forged. Today we stand tall. Together we happily celebrate the fruits of our labor and what is yet to come in the near future. Mass DEP pledges its commitment and dedication and assistance to the City of Fall River and the Fall River Redevelopment Authority, as we believe that together we will fulfill this vision. Congratulations on your very impressive accomplishment. We so look forward to coming back and enjoying that hot dog.
Thank you, Millie. The mayor's doing a great job promoting hot dogs. Thank you for that. I also want to thank the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency for being instrumental in providing the guidance and the support for addressing contaminated material as part of a multi-year cleanup plan. And I want to thank people for working with us on that and getting it done, more importantly. I'd like to close the program by recognizing and appreciating many other partners and collaborators. Not all are here. First of all, the RDA board is if you don't know, a 5-person board, and we as a group, with the help of some outside agencies, took the reins in January of 2020. Mayor Coogan had enough confidence, and I didn't know, well, I knew Joni, but I didn't know a lot of the people on the board, and the mayor got us all together and said, this is my vision, this is what I want to do. And we all seem to agree with you. So that's why we're here today. But each member, well, I'm gonna get there. Linda's used to being the MC, so every so often you have to address her and then go on to something else. So with that in mind, thank you for your prompt. I'd like to recognize the members of the RDA board. Luis Gonzalez, if you don't mind. Joan Medeiros, who has a lot of hats she wears. Ann Keene. Ann was our continuity because we needed somebody that, you know, knew when the meetings were and so forth. And Ann brings more than that, but she did that. And then our friend John Erickson, who a lot of times he's behind the scenes, but he just gets things done. And myself. So with the 5 of us, but I'd be remiss without also thanking Sarah Page, who is our new executive director, well, our only executive director, and she got us together, and she's been the connection between all of our other partners going through this. I also want to thank, I've never thanked you this much, Ken, ever, but it's all in one time. I want to thank, well, you're instrumental in getting this done. I want to thank Ken Fiola for his help to the RDA in acquiring the city pier and seeing us through it for the last 20 years. I mean, it's got to feel good for you to finally see something done. Check it off. So thank you again for that. And he continues to provide support to the RDA as a consultant, and we're moving forward with his help. There are many people in City Hall who have supported the RDA's work. I want to recognize those who have kept the boat floating during the transition. I'm not sure, I didn't see him. Mike Dion, the Director of Community Development, has gone above and beyond many times in ensuring our success. And people listen to what we have to say, but there's a lot of activity, a lot of things going on, and those are the things that really count. And Mike is one of those people that count. He's the man behind the curtain, but he also is working for the betterment of Fall River every time. Also, the Beta Group has provided an invaluable team of engineers and landscape architects, including one who's been involved in the environmental cleanup of the city for the last 10 years. Their work has been instrumental in getting us to this groundbreaking and the exciting design for the city pier. I also want to recognize the newest member of our team, our construction contractors. Dick, you're out there, right? I talked to him a little bit before this, and he's ready to go. And we couldn't have picked a better firm to move this forward. So with that in mind, I think there's shovels. I'd like to invite the mayor, Lieutenant Governor, Representative Fiola, Mary Ellen, Millie, and the board members to grab a shovel, if you don't mind.
Now the breeze comes. Cooler under here. It is, huh? That's why I was out there.
One, two, three.
One with the shovel just around.
Oh, I know. All right, let's do another one. We'll keep moving dirt. 1, 2, 3.